approve of, but I guess this is to prove me wrong. I've never played this deck. I've never watched him play it, so I can't really make a lot of comments on the card choices, except a lot of it strikes me as very odd. For example, only having 3 draw twos kind of blows my mind, because I'm of the impression that 1-for-1 spells don't win the game, and I think a lot of decks are set up to beat the first couple copies of these. So if you're not winning the second you slam one of these, it feels to me like you're going to run out of gas, especially when you have higher lands than a lot of other decks. Expect to lose to red decks and approach decks for sure. Maybe even Grixis decks. I don't know. Like I said, let's see if I'm wrong. This is what I expect going in, but I've played 0 games. Don't really like Vizier. I don't like Vizier at all. Does have the 3rd Search Fast Canta in the main deck. I do like that. A decent amount. The normal amount that I talk at the beginning of everything. We're not keeping this hand. I guess we keep this hand? I think this hand's better than a random 5. And I don't like this hand, but I think it's better than a random 5. I'm a pretty firm believer that you need some kind of interaction on turn 2, but definitely just not going to 5. I guess we'll decide whether we play the wilds or not based on our scry. Well, we're not playing the wilds. Heck, I really don't want to cycle this, but it's probably right to. I really don't want to cycle this. I don't think I'm going to cycle this since he showed us an island. Go ahead and play this so we have access to 3 mana next turn. There's double black spells in the deck, so I guess I should be getting a black mana. Chef at Dooms makes me think Drakes or something, and GG. I think turn 2 Search Fast Canta is that powerful that if we don't draw our own Search Fast Canta, that we're pretty much in the same boat. Now it kind of makes me want to use the hieroglyph. Hey JJ, what's up, man? But I'm not going to. I think if we miss land drops, we just lose the game, so. Hey, Luco. What are you into today, JJ? I don't think Supreme Will's very good in this match, so I'm probably just going to Impulse. It could be. I'm not sure what makes you say that based on what we've saw, but it could be. I would say blue-white drakes is much more common here. Don't care if he counterspells this, because if he counterspells this, I'll just resolve this during my next turn. Guess I'll take the disallow, but I feel like I want it to land. If it's eternalized, the match is better for us. No, this Drake's. I mean, Eternalize is a popular deck right now. There was multiple streamers streaming it last night, for example. Well, I don't think I can cast Hieroglyphic Illumination because we can't beat a Drakehaven. We got a couple days off. That's nice. I guess I don't care if he cycles or I don't care if he censors this, so. Like, him tapping mana is kind of good for me, because we might be able to get our Search for Azcanta down. Yeah, there was like multiple streamers streaming it at one time yesterday. It's a decent deck in the mono red format because it's good versus mono red. It's not really a deck I want to play, but it is good versus mono red. So if he's trying to countervailing winds or whatever, it won't even work. He's just wanting me to tap mana? Alright, I'll tap mana. You got me, brah. So that means the Drake's probably coming down. I legit think we just lose the Drake. Like, I think we lose the Drake so hard that, like, if he doesn't miss a land drop, I think you can just scoop to the Drake. And probably should in paper, but we won't on Magic Online because the time limit's irrelevant on Magic Online. Go tap a blue mana there, Holmes. Oh, it's just abandoned sarcophagus? Oh yeah, sure. I'm sure we can beat that. Don't have a commit memory in this deck, I don't think. Screw you, Moto. Alright, so we can't play the Scarab God because it just gets censored. Hey, FR Rob, what's up, man? Hey, BBC, what's up? Your poor advice for the crackback win. Yeah, local dope can't math. He convinced me for about 5 seconds. He convinced me that I did the bad math. For about 5 seconds, he had me. And then I realized I can count. Then I realized I can count. I like everybody. I'm a nice guy. I do need to go back and watch that game, though, to try to decide whether not playing that Beaumont was wrong. Haven't done that yet. I've not really done much today. For some reason, I'm sore all over my back. I think I slept in a very poor position or something. My back does not like me today. I mean, I can pay for a countervailing wind, so maybe he has 2 of those? This lets me flip Search for Azcanta too. if we choose to. Yep, definitely choosing to. I guess it's just cast our good Scarab God. He'll probably use a countervailing winds, which we can't pay for it, and we'll disallow it, then who knows what'll happen. At least he doesn't have a cast out, or he would have cycled a cast out there. Sorry, not cycled. He would have left a white mana up to cycle. There's 2 Field of Runes in this deck, so if he ever does flip this, we have like some outs to it. We opened this in a pack the other night off stream. Feels Gucci, as the Ricky would say. I don't think so. I think we're still behind. We have effectively no cards in our hand, and he's got an Abandoned Sarcophagus, a Drake, and a Search. I would consider that behind. We've already got rid of 2 of our hard counters as well, while he still has a hard counter that he has, that we know of. But I could be wrong. Like, we do have the Azcanta. We flipped our Azcanta first, so like that's a very positive thing. If he has nothing in his hand, we're advantaged. If he has 1 cycler, I feel kind of bad, but like if he just untaps here and does nothing, I feel pretty good. He untapped and did nothing. That's what we needed. So I'd say we're ahead now. He kept a card on top again, though. It's kind of weird. I don't think that, kept a card on top, so it's probably just a cycler, right? I guess I'm gonna buy this back. More than anything because I want to scry every turn. Yeah, the doggy doesn't seem great here. He gets a 4/4, so it's a 4/4 that's going to let us scry and deal a point of damage to him, so like it's not that bad. Definitely don't want that. I think I'm fine attacking with both. He could have Settled to Wreckage, but like, are we beating Settled to Wreckage anyway? He's already got 1 of them in his graveyard. I think it's more likely that he just has a cycler. We basically have to win with what's on board, though. Because now he's got 2 hard counter spells to our 0. There's only 2 more in our deck, and he's already got 2. Not going to use the Contempt this turn. I'll probably use it next turn. I assume he's blocking. He's changing his mind, and he's now not blocking. He chose to not block. Well, I just don't know what he's doing then. We'll go ahead and play this because of the 2 wins in his graveyard. Alright, I don't know what our opponent's doing. I don't know what our opponent's doing at all. He didn't pay for that one either, so he's just wanting to draw cards. So maybe he has some kind of plan that I don't understand. If he doesn't have a plan, he's making some things that seem questionable to me. But maybe I'm just bad with his deck. I don't know. The no block blows my mind. If he attacks, that means he has a fumigate. MTG boss gave up on life. Could just have a cast out, I guess. I'll accept you. You're kind of a counterspell. Kind of a counterspell? Confirmed? Ooh. You're kind of good. I kind of don't want to attack with the Scarab God anymore. I actually think the Scarab God does enough not attacking. Sure. Versus a mannequin. I think the Scarab God does enough not attacking right now. So this was probably a bad play, actually. He didn't have enough mana. Yeah, this is a terrible play. He didn't have enough mana to settle and double counterspell, so this was just terrible of me. This was absolutely horrendous play by me. Absolutely horrendous. Probably the worst thing I could have did this turn. Bogart. We played a couple mid-range decks the other day, but probably only playing the one league today. The Modern Super Series comes on in 2 hours and 15 minutes, and I kind of want to watch that. And I figure most people would be watching it as well. So probably just doing the one league today. I kind of want to use the Torrential Gearhulk here and save my dude. Yeah, but there wasn't any reason to play around it because he couldn't resolve it. Like, say he spent 4 mana on a settle, we play Torrential Gearhulk, he counterspells Torrential Gearhulk, we can buy it back and counterspell the next thing, or we can just use the Supreme Will. Like, I played around nothing. I thought I was playing around something, but when I re-looked at the situation, I technically played around absolutely nothing. I'm not sure if it's worth using Search for Azcanta right now to try to find a Fatal Push. Like, saving this guy seems relevant, but keeping double counterspell seems more relevant. Yeah, that was just a terrible, terrible play by me. And say he had a third cycler or something like that to like try to triple block the Scarab God, we could have resolved the Gearhulk, got the Vraska, killed one of them while having Supreme Will back up. So like I played that turn absolutely horrible. Ooh, did he really put this in his graveyard? Gimme. Well, that was fun. Give me. That's mine now. You go away, opponent. That's my 4/4 flyer. Now go ahead and steal it too before he has a chance to use it. If we let him untap, he might get some additional scries or whatever. It's bad versus Fumigate, because like now I can't really protect my stuff from a Fumigate, but I can just like recast the Scarab God, because if he does have a Fumigate, he's going to have to tap the majority of his mana. Same thing if he has like a cast out, he's going to have to tap the majority of his mana. Kind of just want to play this. This is going to get counterspelled. Never mind, there's a Censor in his graveyard, so playing that's just wrong. Almost didn't see the Censor. Yeah, not a fan of what opponent did, but what do I know? He's got double Drakehaven now. He still could have double blocked last turn, but I'd have another 4/4 in play. That's a card. Get cast. Yeah, but I can reanimate it in a better spot, right? Like, I would rather make him use a Countervailing Winds on it than let him use a Censor on it. Like, letting him use a Censor on it seems kind of bad for me. Like, we don't need to give him, quote-unquote, another hard counterspell. And if we cast the Torrential Gearhulk into that, it's kind of a hard counterspell in the situation. So, I'm not going to make the mistake I made last turn. I am just going to send them all this time, because we don't have to worry about Settle. We don't have to worry about any 4-mana card. Yeah, no, I wouldn't mind casting it into a Countervailing Winds, but I'm definitely not casting it into a Censor. Casting it into a Censor is just too much. Go ahead and play this, because like I said, I don't care if he Countervailing Winds it, it's the Censor that we care about. He knows we have the Supreme Will from earlier, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So, like, he knows he's dead now, I guess? But this is the play I should have made last turn as well. But this is the play I should have made last turn, because he couldn't resolve the Settle last turn either. I'm absolutely amazed we won that game. I'll say it. I did not expect to win that game at all. I didn't want to play the Supreme Will first, because if he'd used a hard counterspell, we could just buy back the Gearhulk and save the Supreme Will. We're definitely bringing in Nezahal. Think I'm bringing in Gonti. Definitely bringing in Bloodfast. Definitely bringing in Negates. Definitely bringing in Duresses. BBC. Think I'm actually bringing in Lost Legacies, because we have a hard time beating an enchantment with this deck. And I think we can beat most of the things on the ground. I don't think we're bringing in Essence Scatters. They counterspell the Curators, which I expect him to sideboard out, and Regal Caracols, which I would never sideboard in versus a Scarab God deck. They do not counter Nezahal, which is the only creature, in my opinion, that he should have in his deck post-board. Not everybody sideboards like me, though, so I could be highly wrong about that. Also want to sideboard like out all of this removal spells. Kind of weird. Still have these Vraska's Contempts that I don't really like. I wonder if it's better just to have, like, Montu's Last Reckoning. Like, they don't really do anything, do they? Montu's Last Reckoning could buy us time if he gets a bunch of little drakes out, but that doesn't seem particularly good. Vraska's Contempts deal with things forever that we kill and can kill all of his spells. I guess we just keep the Contempts. Hey, Obsidian, what's up, man? Huh. So, this card's already kind of a mulligan. Like, I don't think it's very good here. We do have a sensor, though, so we can stop a turn-free Drake. We're up against Drakehaven deck. I think I'm going to keep this hand, even though it seems pretty weak. Having an answer to a turn-free Drake seems kind of important. It may not be important enough, I'm not sure. No search, please. We'd have been in terrible shape had he had a search for Ascante here. Let's save that for later. Hey, dude's name who I can never pronounce because I'm not very intelligent. Shit, Bat Shelter 3? I don't. I've not actually played either of those decks, so I can't really tell you. I'm sorry, this is the first time we played this blue-black deck, and I've just never played that other deck any, so I am not educated enough to really answer that question. I apologize, I wish I could. This is our first time playing blue-black, and I've played the blue-black mid-range deck 0. Alright, so opponent's got 1,000,000 cards and a half in hand. He did not sideboard this out. Pretty sure we're just taking a Drakehaven. Doesn't have another land yet, so like maybe he just jams the Drakehaven, but that's probably not likely. Because we need lands, I think I'd actually cycle the Hieroglyphic Illumination in this spot if we miss. Or sorry, if we don't have to tap our mana, I'm pretty sure I'm going to cycle. Even though I really hate using an early cycle like that. Let's just pop this up since we know his hand. -1 card. He did not cycle the 4/4. So he had to hit a land if he didn't cycle the 4/4, right? Since like the 4/4 is not even that great in this match. Or he's just afraid to put it in his graveyard. Wow, he's just afraid to put it in his graveyard. Wow. Land? Ah, so me and our opponent are having the wet noodle fight at the moment. If you don't think you can cycle the Curator, I don't see how you can have the Curator in your deck. Hey, BB, what's up, donkey? So you gonna try to hardcast a Drakehaven now? Yeah, like if you won't cycle that card, I don't know how you can keep it in your deck. Because it's too easy for us to like counterspell it. It ends up in your graveyard anyway. I mean, we're not going to draw another land, so it doesn't matter, but that just seems super odd. I'm somehow ahead on the clock, too, even though I'm talking to chat and not really paying attention. Actually, I'm going to discard a Gear Hulk here, in case we ever do resolve a Scarab God. It's one of the things that I think makes the Drake Haven deck so good. But like, even when they have mediocre draws, like, all of their dead cards cycle, so it feels like they're able to draw out of spots like this much more efficiently. So we have to go ahead and use the negate here and let him countervailing wins it. When your opponent has double your lands, they generally win counterspell wars. It's just science, I'm telling you. Just science. They don't have mana right now, so making them discard doesn't give them a Drake. Abandon Sarcophagus. Get out of here. It's going to be a hard hand to beat since he's got to cast out a countervailing winds and about 1,000,000 lands. Almost. Generally by turn 8, I like to draw more than a third land. Guess he got rid of that too. Still has one hard counterspell too. So it's like our first threat doesn't even work. On a 5-turn clock now? Oh yeah! We're online, and by online I mean we still can't cast spells. I mean, we can cast some spells. We'll cast a Vraska's Contempt at the end of his turn, for example. If we don't have to use a negate or something before then. Get there. Throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. Get got, little friend. This game is a prime example of how we can try to resolve one spell. Give us that mana. We'll try to resolve us another Vraska's Contempt. You just wait. Might disallow one of those triggers here in a little while just to try to buy some time. The 8-ball, 8-ball's got more faith than I do because it didn't just say no. Sir Trascanta? No, sir. Yes, let's have a counterspell war over something that you probably don't need to have a counterspell war over. That's not a land. That is 2 more life. Maybe. It's not a Nez is off. We can't cast it, I promise. Doesn't count. Get our opponent just to start, like, playing a land. That's not playing a land. Spells are bad for us. Because spells bring out drakes. Wah, 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 wah. Got multiple Forsake the Worldly. Is that something to keep mindful of? Alright, I guess I'm going to just cast a Vraska's Contempt and be sad. Yeah, that's about how I feel. You can play like Commit and Memory to have like some playback versus these decks, but assume this gets counterspelled at this point. I just don't want him to resolve a spell in his main phase. Like, if he resolves our Abandoned Sarcophagus or something, we have 0 outs this game. Like, absolutely 0 if he draws a second Abandoned Sarcophagus, or if he plays a Regal Caracal or something. So we know he has a hard counterspell for this. No, we don't have a Consign Oblivion, we don't have a Commit Memory. Either one. So that's game, because again, we know he has a hard counterspell. I'm going to say your opponent just played poorly then, Ricky. Because that's practically impossible to do if your opponent's not making mistakes. Well, this is our only chance, so we'll go ahead and do it. The odds of this resolving are, like, 0. Because we already knew of that. I was probably playing that poorly, Farouk, because, like, we're not going to win this game anyway, is how it was standing. Like, we had to get lucky, so maybe I should have just played around things, or maybe I shouldn't have tried to play around things. Yeah, he had a bunch of wins that game. We took one with a duress, and then we saw 2 more, or we saw another. I would like to see that happen, but that's 8 mana before you kill your first thing. That's pretty impressive. Well, I mean, he had 7 mana when we still had 3, so like I don't know if it's in a normal game. I think that's right, but in the game we were playing, I don't think we were beating spells anyway. So like playing around spells might have just been wrong. I'm not changing anything. I'm just running it back. I don't want to keep this hand. Look, if we don't draw a blue mana, that seems terrible, and there's only 17 blue sources in the deck, unless I miscounted them. 7 islands, 15, 2 evolving wilds, yeah. It's not necessarily that we're contempting anything, it's that there's nothing else good in our sideboard. But he does have the 4/4 in his deck. He's got the 4/4 Curator of Mysteries in his deck. I really want to mulligan this hand. Maybe double duress is good enough to keep. The Vraska's Contempt's already kind of a mulligan. I don't think this deck mulligans well. I think I'm going to keep it. like 70% sure I'm going to keep this. It doesn't feel like a good keep though. But he does have the 4/4 in his deck. Alright, I'm going to keep it, I think. I'm that afraid of an early Drake that I think I would just like to keep this hand. I'm actually going to use it on turn 1 as well because I hate it how it does that. Because I would have wanted to play the search on turn 2. I much less want to play the search now that we see this though. I may just cast another damn duress on turn 2. Yeah, might as well. Ixalan's binding as well? Well, that's not good. Not good signs, my friends. I guess we'll get rid of the one that can let him draw a card. We get one activation out of the search and get to untap at this point if we draw the blue mana on the following turn. Blue mana. You can do it, deck. Rip. So now if we draw the blue mana, can't even really play the search. Hey, and he drew a Drakehaven. Alright, next game. Easy peasy, Glacial Fortress crushed me. I wouldn't expect to win that match ever. Still kind of think the keep was probably correct. This is all great, man. This card's sweet. I guess we keep this hand too. Hey, Dong, what's up, man? This seems like a bad match as well. Gonna go ahead and play the Evolving Wilds just in case there's a Glint Siphoner that comes out. We don't actually have that much removal. There's only 9 removal spells in the main deck, other than the Chupacabras. But I agree. I don't like Chupacabra. I don't like Chupacabra. I definitely don't like it in this deck. Need the mana, so we'll go ahead and play that one. I think the sensor still has value, so I'll at least wait one turn. I assumed they're blue-black chart, so somebody earlier whose name I can't pronounce was asking about this match, so maybe this will give them some kind of information. I'm not going to play around sensor with this hieroglyphic illumination because Oh, well, never mind. Looks like I'm probably just casting a spell instead. Just gonna censor it then. Get our value where we can. If you want me to, I will. It's your deck. I'll sideboard how you want me to with your deck. I am not just kind of sure that's wrong though. I'm 100% sure it's wrong. But like I said, your deck. I do what you want me to do. Pretty sure I'm getting rid of one of these Supreme Wills for looking for land. If I was playing how I wanted, we wouldn't be playing this deck. I didn't bother to order the bottom cards because we have Evolving Wilds in our deck anyway, so we will be shuffling our deck at some point. If we were playing like Glacial Fortress, I would order them and write down the cards because we know we'd come back to them at some point. How many counterspells does Blue-Black chart have? Probably enough for us not to play a spell. Especially until a turn where we might miss a land drop. You can have that. We've got a Fatal Push. Our opponent's draw has been horrendous. Horrendous draw is horrendous by our opponent. He's cast 3 spells in 9 turns. That's pretty bad draw, I think. Maybe he's just blue-black control with these in the main deck because of mono red or something. I'm not sure. No, he's not blue-black control because he's cycling that land there. Alright. Don't care if he counterspells and or kills this because we can get the Scarab God out. It's our last shuffle effect, so... Yep, don't care if you kill that. One, two, three, four, five, six. Actually, I'm gonna keep that. Based on the amount of lands they have. I don't mind to slam the first Scarab God even though we can't protect it. It seems fine. Worst case scenario, we get their Gonti back, and Gonti's pretty strong. Alright, so they used their answer and then they died. Fair enough. Don't actually know what blue-black chart looks like. I'm actually going to pull up a deck list, which is something I rarely do, to get kind of a reference on it real quick. I usually play decks that just don't care. Alright, so they have a bunch of 2-drops and then some Gontis, Champions, and Scarabs. I'm from the eastern part of Kentucky, Pike County. I feel like we want this in this match. Ricky wants these. What kind of spells do they have? Got a River's Rebuke, 3 negates. I don't really want any of my spells. Maybe negates are okay. Alright, Ricky, how do you sideboard? Kinda don't want any of this stuff. Except for these. I don't think I want Moments of Craving. What did Moments of Craving kill? Moments of Craving killed Dusksalt Zealot. I could care less about that. They kill Glint and they kill Freebooter. This doesn't feel good enough. You love Vizier in the match. And Bantus. I don't know if we're doing either of those things like we've already won the game. I don't think Supreme Will's particularly good here. Alright, well we have counter spells. That card's gonna do a lot of damage. Unless we draw Fatal Push. No, I don't think that's good enough, though. Like, that's only good versus half of a card. Don't think we win like that. Well, maybe we do. What a Lost Legacy Scarab God here. If it's in our deck, it has to be right to use in this spot. Don't really have anything else great to use our mana on anyway. Oh, he's got double Dream Stealer. Well, we're dead. If he hits a land. Doesn't have a land yet. What's the rest of his deck? Free Kite Sail. He's got a Liliana to worry about. He's only got one Gonti. Two Gontis with the one in his hand. Got 3 Dream Stealers. Interesting. Alright, Red Rover. Send us on over and no basic land. Oh wow, it doesn't tell us the cards in his hand? That's kind of cheap. Land? Can't let him draw cards. I guess this cause it didn't reveal, so it doesn't pop up for us. You get another land for just slamming Scarab. Can't block anyway, so get him. Counterspell most cards that he plays here. He doesn't play anything, I'm just going to look for a land. Oh. Didn't feel like it mattered at all. I'm gonna get his Dream Stealers. Because I don't think we can beat a Dream Stealer if it resolves. He's got 2 more Efferborns in his hand, though. And now he gets to draw 2 cards, so he's not going to be mana screwed anymore. But if he'd hit a land and just played one of those, I feel like we'd lost. We knew all of our cards but one. I'd probably just cast Everborn here, but... At some point we're going to have to block with this thing, since it's not doing anything else. Don't want to block with it until we know we can use the Scarab. Eh, whatever. My life's low enough that I'll block now. I don't want to go to 4. It's too easy for him just to win for removal spells if we're at 4. And part of us winning this game is going to involve us buying back this dog anyway. If there's any winning this game. Because he's got enough mana to cast both Everborns now. I did not target his Contempts because his Contempts didn't matter to me. At this point in the game, anyway. Rip. Now we go down to 3. And we basically have to draw Vraska's Contempt or we're dead on board. Any counterspell or any removal spells in our graveyard? Nope. So we're dead on board. Could have drew a Bontu's that turn, I guess, but like he's got another Gifted Everborn. We'd had to draw something besides that. Or he's probably got not another Gifted Everborn. Probably has another creature, I mean. Okay. Moments of Craving don't really kill anything he was attacking us with. Duresses don't seem good. Negates don't seem good. None of that stuff seems good. No, we like kind of stalled on lands, but they did too. But that's kind of how that match typically plays out, I imagine. I'm going to lead with this one. We have a search for Azcanta this game. Why is that, BBC? Why is that your favorite thing? I think we need to keep all of those. Oh, because people don't believe you till you explain it. But it doesn't do anything. Have you read Champion of Wits? Well, that's not really what it does at all. They don't discard 2 cards. But they don't discard 2 cards. Go read Champion of Wits. It does kill the champion, I'll give you that. Does that work? Oh, I didn't spell it right. Yeah. Champion of Wits is a may. They do not have to draw the cards if they don't want to. Yeah, it's a may. The funny thing is, most people in paper don't realize it's a may, and you can get a lot of people in paper, but you can't get people online unless they're just not paying attention. I've definitely Grasp of Darkness people, and then they hit yes. kind of want to counterspell that. Or sorry, I kind of want to Vraska's Contempt that, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether it or drawing 2 cards is better. Feel like we're significantly far behind this game, so I'm not sure. Yeah. Unfortunately, they've got to be pretty bad to mess that up on Magic Online, because Magic Online puts all the triggers up for you. It's like really, really hard to miss on Magic Online. Yeah, you can definitely get people occasionally, but it's not something that happens real often. Like I was saying earlier, I got somebody once when I Grasp of Darkness won. I was just like, what? Would really like to be able to use this Hieroglyphic Illumination in this spot. I'd rather use a Vraska's Contempt on that as well. Alright, I give up. I don't want to put that in my graveyard. Putting that in my graveyard feels miserable. In my graveyard you go. Use the one that costs the most mana right now because A, I don't care if he kills it, and B, it gives us a chance to play like double spell next turn. No? I don't think I want to block here. Eh, shit, I don't care if I put them in a graveyard, I guess. We masterfully played around Spell Pierce. Unfortunately, we didn't play around Disallow, which is not legal in this format. You're gonna have to put that list up, BBC. A lot of people ask for it. No! Not our last Vraska's Contempt. I'm not casting Scarab God into just his potential Vraska's Contempt. Like I said, not our last Vraska's Contempt. I'm just not playing Scarab God into that. I don't want to play Scarab God till we have 9 mana. I don't even know if I want to play it at 9 mana because he's already showed us Supreme Will. Well, that's disappointing. So now I have 2 things I want to kill? Does this kill 2 things? I guess this kills 2 things. I assume at this point he's got a negate or something, but... I'd rather use this one. I don't want to be tapped out for him just to play a Scarab. We'll worry about the Cast Elf Rebooter later. I just don't want him to draw cards now. I mean, I'll slam Scarab God versus a lot of decks, just not versus the Vraska Contempt, the 4 Vraska Contempt deck. It's not a 5 mana investment though, the way the way you're talking about, James. It's a 9 mana investment the way you're talking about it. So you have to read this card as a 9 mana spell if that's the way you're commonly playing it. I just don't want to play it in this particular spot because it's our last bit of action. If I had more action in my hand, I would just slam it and not care. But it's literally our last spell. I don't want to let it die so easily. I'd rather just get Search for Azcanta activations. If I didn't have to Search for Azcanta, I'd probably have played it as well. But as long as we have to Search for Azcanta, I'm fine trying to play the slow game. He discarded a negate. That's not a good sign, friends. There's a Fatal Push. Get out of here, freebooter. He discarded a negate. That's not a good sign. Now, Search for Azcanta is so good. Guess I can look for a counterspell? Oh, we hit one. Don't know if it'll resolve, but if it doesn't resolve, we have 9 mana plus a Scarab God to play, so. I will block here. I don't mind to keep the board 100% clean. Especially because if he uses all his mana to buy that back, that's a 3 Scarab God turn for us. He's going to play Dreamstealer? So we're definitely just casting Scarab right now, then, I guess, and letting him kill it. Alright, so now we have options. I feel like we're playing Scarab God now. Trying to decide whether we're bothering to kill the Dreamstealer or not. I think the way he's played his hand, he's basically face up showing us that he has a Vraska's Contempt in his hand. I think I'm going to play like this. Yeah, so he does have the Vraska's Contempt. So basically I was making a play to try to keep our Scarab God in play. I don't want to draw step it because I'm trying to play around exactly Vraska's Contempt, and if we go to the draw step, he untaps and can play Vraska's Contempt. Like, I'm 100% making that play to try to beat a Vraska's Contempt. Like, I think when he discarded that negate and made those plays, he basically face-up showed us that he had a Vraska's Contempt. Like, I don't think that was a particularly hard read to make. Like, I think he basically face-up showed us that he had one. Alright, so we got Gaunties and Gearhulks now. Yeah, giving it a try, Vlad. I think I'd rather have a Gaunty because I'd like to try to find a negate. So I got the card that I wanted and he's done. Alright, so he's done. But I wanted to try to find a negate. This gave us a double scry if we wanted to look for our own negate plus a Gaunty. So basically we were going to get to look up to 11 cards to try to find negate that turn. Search for Azcanta early wins control mirrors. Apparently, Jabberwocky and Ace took Field of Runes out of Blue-Black chart because they don't think Search for Azcanta is good enough. Sideboard Authority to troll mono-red decks. I don't know if that's trolling. That's just a good card versus them. Yep, we had 4 mana for Gearhulk Disallow, but like, I wanted to save Gearhulk Disallow to try to stop their own Scarab God from coming into play. So I was really looking for a negate to stop like a Vraska's Contempt or something. I didn't want to use our last way to beat their Scarab God. Well, not our last way. I mean, obviously you can, like, we had a Contempt and stuff in hand, but like I really wanted to save it for a Scarab God if possible. Worst case scenario, we would have used it, but like I wanted to save it as long as I could, so I could disallow him drawing Scarab God if he drew it. I think this hand's a pretty easy keep. We got double Fatal Push and we got Essence Scatter. There's like some decks that this hand's bad versus, for example. Like, it'd be bad versus almost all the Glacial Fortress decks. But Mono Red's super popular in this format. This hand's above average versus Mono Red, and we've not got paired versus Mono Red today. So I'm just assuming our opponent's Mono Red. His name is Crazy. So, Crazy's the name of red players. No Glacial Fortress, please. Dang it. What's up with us not getting paired versus any wait, what is this? Is he playing that Strams deck? I've heard some people play Ornithopter in it now. More pirates and vampires. I've heard some people play Ornithopter in this deck now, and I'm not sure that I like Ornithopter in this deck. We're probably not cycling this game. Yeah, I think it's the blue-white Aura Strams deck. Guess we'll find out. He did mulligan twice though, so like he kept double Ornithopter, so it's almost like he mulliganed 4 times. I guess he could be playing like one of those weird artifact combo decks. Guess this is Chart de Course then? Or Chart A Course? Maybe I was just supposed to Fatal Push those things. Like, I wasn't thinking this was the type of deck he was, so maybe I was just supposed to kill those, but I guess I'll kill him now? This feels terrible. Weird artifact combo people. Hey, that means you guys are probably liking whatever's going on over there. I might have to play us a weird artifact combo deck one day. Gotta ham it up for the fam. Is that a good card? Yeah, he wanted to draw 2 cards off chart. I have no idea what our opponent's playing. I guess that was a mistake for me not just to kill these early. He could have been used on for Rebuke or anything. Don't care if he counterspells this. Nimble Atrusionist. Get got, friend. Not gonna cast the search because I'm afraid of what he could be playing. Prism's sweet. He could just be a paradoxical outcome deck. With like Everflux Reservoir. The deck has to be a lot worse than it used to be though. Considering it doesn't have Dispel now to keep trying to protect it. Don't know, Vlad, don't know. working on trying to figure it out. What was his record? Did it tell us? MTG Bot did not tell us his record. Thanks, MTG Bot. Second scavenging grounds. So this is going to be the worst search for. This is not a comp league. I pretty much only play comp leagues with decks that I've played before. Because I'm a tightwad and I do not want to lose money. And I'm afraid that I'll punt games away. Well, we got double Gearhulk and a Search for Azcanta versus our opponent who's got 2 scavenging grounds and 4 deserts. That's not lining up particularly well. I mean, Torrential Gearhulk still is just a 5-6 beater. What? Alright. Do your worst, friend. I mean, I don't think so. He's got double Ornithopter in his graveyard. Maybe he's trying to bait me into using a Gearhulk so he can play whatever big spell his deck has. He's just gonna like binding this or something now. Huh. See, some kind of artifact deck. Could be an odd gifts deck, I guess. I guess he blocks here? He said no to blocking. His artifacts are more valuable to him than 5 life. Okay. I could have counterspelled that, but no. Yeah, we'll say no to you. He did, remember, keep in mind, guys, that he did mulligan to 5 and kept a double Ornithopter hand, so. Like, whatever his deck's doing is obviously not going to work in those scenarios. That's basically him mulliganing to 3. Like, we can't judge his deck based on this game. No deck's gonna operate like that. Okay. So he was some kind of, like, enchantment deck. We were right. Could have let him attack, but I'm lazy. I think his deck's just trying to do crap like this early. I think he's basically a Stram deck that he's changed some cards in. Like, I think he's blue-white ores that he's just playing some different types of cards. Not actually sure, though. You better use that scavenging ground, so we're flipping search Rascanta. If he taps this scavenging grounds, I'm going to disallow it. Come on, homie. Alright, so we got to search Rascanta now. Which is kind of cool. No. No, we won't put that in our graveyard. Flipping here was terrible, by the way, but... Or not terrible. Normally you don't flip in a situation like this, but it might be the last chance we can flip, so... Hey, Logos, what's up, man? Man, you crush on Moto. Don't you like top 8 like a lot of things? Let's go do some goldfish investigating. I think we have a Moto celebrity on our mitts. I know the name from somewhere. Oh yeah, I was right. You definitely top 8 a lot of commander things. I have a good memory. I am intelligent in it. Favorable wins? Yeah, this could be a favorable wins deck. He didn't show us any ground dudes. I guess Bontu's Last Reckoning's good here, Vin? Maybe these are? I don't know. Censor doesn't seem good. I don't really know what he's playing, so it's kind of hard to sideboard versus him. I'll just bring you in. If he's got good spells, we'll have good spells. It's a rule. I think you crushed somebody in Standard I was watching the other night too, but I don't remember who it was. I'm trying to get back into Commander myself. I hadn't played Commander in a while before last weekend. I need to go out of my way. The Commander challenges are such good EV. But they kind of ruined the leagues though, because like the queue times are so long now on leagues. Yeah, we'll go ahead and cycle this, because I want lands. Spoiler, I'll cycle something because I want lands. Whee! I don't know why I'm slapping this Essence Scatter. Like, I'm probably just going to use a Moment of Weakness. Oh, I guess I'm not using a Moment of Weakness. Like, our opponent's just playing blue-white favorable wins. Thank you, Dick. A few more of those, please. Should play a little slower. He does have nimble intrusionist or obtrusionist, so like F6ing my turn after I played my lands is probably bad. I don't know why I'm counterspelling this. I guess it makes my moment of weaknesses potentially worse. It'd make Ornithopter immune to moment of weakness. Yeah, he's definitely getting funky with the big battling dragons. Dargans. They like to be called into business. He still has 5 cards in his hand. He's playing something end of turn as well. That card's kind of cool. No spell pierce, please. Spell pierce would be kind of sweet. You get to tap my dude. And this dude does not look happy at all. Looks like he's just in misery. Does not look happy at all. Isn't there a nice 5-mana swing? He could be playing like Glyph Keeper. Glyph Keeper would be annoying. Oh, Azure. Yeah, Azure. Azure, God, Azure. We can't even kill an Azure. That would not be fun. For us. Select a block? No block? Guess we 2-for-1 ourselves. Disallow its trigger, and he taps himself out for that? That's kind of cool. We've not got Parrot versus Mono Red yet. I'm imagining it's going to be terrible, but the guy who gave me the deck says it's not that bad. Hey, Boot, what's up, man? How you doing today? Hope you're having a quality day, my friend. Suck it, Sean. No information for you. We're 1-1, Sean. If you quit work, you can just play Magic all night. There's one Bantu's Reckoning in the sideboard, but there's no expertise. Between the main and the sideboard, we have the full 4 Craving though. Like 4 Craving feels like a lot, so like maybe that'll be good enough. Hey, and I'm gonna pronounce this name wrong, and I'm gonna feel real bad. Yeah, whatever. We'll counterspell it. But hello, and thank you for the follow. And Jorn? And Joner? And Joner? That's what I'm pretending. I think it's Anjoner. I am confident I've butchered this name. Anjoner. Anjoner? I'm not sure. I feel like I am absolutely wrecking your name, and I apologize. And I'll cast more spells. I think it's a 2-3. I can't beat a 2-3. Go get him, little torrential gear. Let's kind of process him into using that scavenging grounds. We're going to try to disallow another scavenging ground triggers and feel clever. We get to feel clever if we do that. Feeling clever is fun. Ugh. Alright, sure, that resolves. It's pretty good versus our one Gear Hulk. Oh god. On John R. Ah, thank you very much, man. Like I said, I knew I was butchering that. There's just no way I wasn't butchering that. Unfortunately, we don't get to flip to Search for Ascanta if we do this, but we do get rid of the Scavenging Grounds and make them chump block, which is not too bad. Why would you hope that? That's just rude, fam. So, Vraska's Contempt wins here. Chupacabra wins here? I don't think we sideboarded out Chupacabra, did we? No. So we have like 5 outs to win. You don't win, but you're really cool. I mean, like, you do things, that's for sure. But you don't win. His opponent ends up at 8 life here, but we have a heck of a board. He lost his Scavenging Grounds as well, so hopefully the Scarab God will do Scarab God-like Scarab things. He's got a bunch of Mythics in his deck, man. Even if he has a Fumigate or something, we get to keep the Scarab God, we get to flip the Search for Ascanta, and we get to play and activate the Search for Ascanta. So, feels pretty good for us. Feels really good for us. This thing taps his blockers, right? Tap 2, target null and permanents. Yeah, we can tap his blockers with that. Alright. Opponent has something. He's still attacking. Or maybe he's just trying to send me a message. I don't know what he could have now. With 2 or 3 mana, I'm not sure there's anything that does it. Yeah, I'm not sure there's anything that does it with 2 or 3 mana. Hey, Logos, thank you for the follow, man. Because, like, blockers doesn't do it because this is in play. Or, sorry, this is in the graveyard. Gaining 6 life from, like, a renewed fate's not enough. This is pure control, George! Exclamation mark decklist. Slaughter the Strong does, in fact, work. Good call. Slaughter the Strong doesn't really work either, because we buy back Angel of Invention, which is a 4/4. Well, I guess Slaughter the Strong works, but like it doesn't. We still have a 4/4 and a flip Search for Ascanta, and we get our Scarab God back. So while yes, Slaughter Song would give him another turn, I don't think it wins the game. I think that's just too much for him to take. He would be at 4 life. Have to deal with the creature we have in play, and we'd still have a Search for Ascanta and a Scarab God. So, like it survives the turn, but I don't think it wins. Alright. 1 match away for a pity chest. Angel becomes a 6/6? No, I wouldn't have gave it any pluses. I would have just made 2 tokens and let the tokens die. So it'd just be a 4/4, right? We're on the play. Can't keep this hand. Alright, we'll keep this one. Glory, we're currently 2-1. Sorry that doesn't work. I don't have that account on the bot for some reason. Hey. I think our opponent's watching us or something, since he knows I'm Searsist. So yeah, opponent was apparently watching us. He may or may not be still. I don't care if he does. Why do I need to set up a Discord server? Nobody wants to talk. Nobody wants to hear me insult them. I wonder who he is. I wonder which chatter he normally is. Matt Folks would disown me if I wasn't. Holy crap. How's there 56 people watching me play this deck? People like Blue-Black Control, apparently. I don't think I got any hosts today. Yeah, I didn't get any hosts. Or at least it doesn't show. I am a big fan of Discord. I use Discord a lot. This is only the second time I've ever played on this account on this channel, though. Audi 5000, Mr. Glint. I'm actually impressed that we have almost 60 viewers without a host to watch me play this deck. Apparently, Ricky's the truth. So I feel like this match is going to be very, very hard for us. Or maybe it's not. Maybe it's just Grixis stuff and I don't care. I mean, I obviously care. Especially if I don't hit a land. I don't know why I saved a disallow. It's probably bad. I probably should have used a disallow here. I don't think this match is too bad for us. Oh yeah, we can cast all our spells, boys. We feel great about ourselves. Spells castable online. Let's go ahead and get ready to cast this disallow on whatever he plays. Well, whatever he plays that a fatal push can't kill. Goodbye, Bay. We'll miss you. So he still has double the cards in his hand than we do? Probably a bad sign. At least we have 3 good cards in our hand. I guess this is questionably not good, since he has to draw another Glint Siphoner for it to matter. What is this? Go ahead and use a disallow on it because I would rather Vraska's Contempt to Scarab God. Could cycle a sensor, because if I draw fetid pulls, I'd want to play it, but there is some chance that a sensor is usable. Oh god, Carnage Tyrant, no! Don't remind me of such things. And it did protect a little bit versus a Torrential Gearhulk and Bell until he played the 7th mana. Hey, our Evolving Wilds. Our Fatal Push is more than a turd now. We can kill Whirler Virtuosos with it. We can kill Gontis with it. I don't know if that's enough reason not to just turn on Gearhulk. Though, like, we're probably never casting a Gearhulk. Yeah, I think we might need the mana next turn to use something like Essence Scatter and Vraska's Contempt. Hey, hello buddy, how you doing? I'm doing fine. I'm a ravenous chupacabra. It's the first time I've played it. It's fun so far. I enjoy playing these type of decks. Get. Yeah, I don't think our opponent's creatures are long for this world. We now have more answers to creatures than they have cards in hand. I didn't really want to tap out next turn was the main reason I didn't do that. Like, he had enough mana to, like, Supreme Will our 4 mana removal spell, so... If he had enough mana to Supreme Will our 4 mana removal spell, I kind of wanted to hold it. Because it would be it'd be terrible for us if, like, we allowed that, took 4, played Cabra, he Supreme Willed it, untapped and played another spell. We take another 4, he's got a Scarab God at that point, he can buy back something out of the Scarab God at that point, and now I've got to use my 4 mana removal spells. Like, 1 4 mana removal spell doesn't even save me from dead on board. So, like, so it was between me casting Vraska's Contempt and me casting Essence Scatter at that point, and I didn't want to use our only answer to a Gearhulk, or sorry, our only answer to a Scarab God. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm saying that was my thought process. Apparently, you and Ricky both choose the other, and you're both probably better players than me right now, so I'm probably just wrong. But that was my thought process. So you're not buying back anything? I think I'm just going to take 5. JK. I don't even know why I was thinking about taking 5. So you guys have, like, double counterspell now? Sure. This is during your attack step, homie. You gotta wait. You gotta untap that stuff, son! There you go. I like to say homie a lot. What's the chances that he has Sensor? I think the odds of him having Sense are close to 0. Haha! We did things. Man. Go ahead, kill it. Takes the majority of your turn, at least. If he'd had enough mana to harness lightning, I probably wouldn't play that, but if he's using a Vraska's Contempt, like the best he can do is Vraska's Contempt plus Scarab God, and we can at least get rid of the Scarab God for one turn. Goodbye, homie. We'll miss you. It worked out. That worked out last turn. Things is bound to work out again, right? Don't kill me, bro. I'm just a little Scarab God. I ain't gonna hurt nobody. I ain't gonna hurt nobody. Just a little Scarab God. I ain't doing nothing but shining. Because I don't care about the Chupacabra. He's got to kill the Scarab God we have in play to even attack with the Chupacabra. And then we're just going to use Fatal Push. I didn't want to put the Chupacabra in his graveyard because he has 9 mana. If he had another Scarab God or drew another Scarab God, he could play his Scarab God and kill our Scarab God with the Chupacabra out of the graveyard. So, like, that was the thought process on that. I did not want to put his Chupacabra in his graveyard because he has 9 mana. It was like, I'm not blocking it this turn. That was my thought process, though. Could be wrong. I have no idea. Should I have another disallow? So I think I'm just going to leave the other one there. Yeah, I'm not. That's why I didn't block. I don't want it. I don't want my Scarab God to die to something like that. He's got double removal spell. Oh, he's going to harness lightning this. We could technically save that. I don't think it's worth saving. I think we're too far ahead this game to take any risks. Especially when we have Scarab God, our Torrential, or his Torrential Gear Hulk into a disallow. He doesn't get to draw any card off this Glint Siphoner, and we can just repeat all of this stuff next turn. Like we can just keep making this same play turn after turn, while protecting ourselves from his Scarab Gods. Like, Scarab God's the only card you can lose to. I think I will keep a land this time. I don't know. He probably shouldn't have. I'm gonna kill the Chupacabra here because putting one in the graveyard now seems good. We have a disallow from our hand if we need to do things. Like it just ends the game too quickly. I think I like how we played this game. Just take our 2 here. Fatal Push that at the end of turn. Not going to risk our Scarab God, so I'm not going to tap down and like get a creature back or anything. Alright, I guess we'll do this then. and disallow it. But yeah, basically my entire thought process that entire game was to do everything I could to stop him from getting super value out of his god while protecting our god. Except for the one turn that I just jammed god because, you know, thought we were pretty close to losing the game. Thought we had to make something happen. But that's the reason we didn't kill this Scarab God on that turn. We'd Fatal Push the Scarab God, like, it just seems so good for him. What's good in these matches? Gonti has to be decent here. Vizier has to be decent here. I kind of like Nezazal here. Nezazal feels pretty good in these matches. Ricky, do you like Lost Legacy versus Grixis, or do you only like it versus the blue-black decks? Definitely don't want that. Definitely don't want that. Depends on how many counter spells they have, but overall I don't think I like those spells. Maybe Nezahul's not that good. I do have a lot of blockers. Let's see what we don't want. We don't want Moment of Craving, I don't think. It's only good versus Glint. We can probably get rid of up to some number of sensors. We'll set the sensors right here for now. Don't think we need every Fatal Push. We can probably trim one if we wanted. So, like, these are the cards I think I can trim. Why is there a big line over there? Like, there's nothing over there. So these are the cards. He says he doesn't like this in this match, so we'll go ahead and move that to the side. Nezazal, or Nezahal. So 7/7 for 7 mana that can't be counterspelled. You have no maximum hand size. Whenever your opponent plays a non-creature spell, you draw a card, and you can discard 3 cards to exile it and return it tapped at the next end step. I think we'll get a couple of these in. Sounds like Ricky wants me to put the Fatal Push back in. I don't really want any of this. I just don't really want any of these cards. We have no answer to an early Glint, but I don't think we can cycle a hand that has these cards in it. I think this hand's too good to cycle. Maybe I should have put a couple of Duresses in. I don't think I want all the Duresses, but I think I should have had a couple. Maybe 1 or 2. Just going to play the Fetid Pulls here because where we left all 4 Fatal Pushes in, I might try to save this Evolving Wilds till later. To, like, possibly get a Whirl of Virtuoso or something. That could be wrong. I'm not actually sure. Could have just left the Sensors in over the last negate, but that seems pretty miserable as well. Oh wow, our opponent is mana screwed. Well, that's a good sign for us. Hard counterspell, or sorry, counterspell into Scarab God. They don't ever play anything. That's great. Duress. Don't like letting my opponent have an option. I'd rather make him take the worst one out of our hand. He's got double Duress. That's kind of like a slap in the face, but I'm going to go ahead and play the Evolving Wilds because I want to guarantee that we can play Scarab next turn, especially if he misses his land drop. Well, he's not missing his land drop, but I think I'm still going to do it. He has to have like a land plus a Vraska's Contempt, or like Harness lightning end of turn, harness lightning on his turn or something. Yeah, it takes it takes like a lot of his mana to do this. I think it's fine. A lot of his lands come into play tapped anyway. Alright, well it didn't come into play tapped, so that means he can clearly answer this if he needs to. Even a Chupacabra is an answer to it at this point. Choose an artifact. Alright, so he gets to get our Gear Hulks, and we basically have to win with our 2 Scarab Gods or our Nezzy. I'm going to refer to the blue dino from now on as Loch Ness Monster. So, we got to win with our 2 Scarab Gods or the Loch Ness Monster. It's been a hot minute since I've seen this card played. I used to love it. Nezzy art even kind of reminds me of the Loch Ness Monster for some reason. Well, he knows all of our cards. Don't care. Take 5. As previous stated, screw Loch Ness Monster. Gotcha. Oh, you've been calling it Nessie for days too? I hate that we think so much alike because I hate you, man. Whirler Virtuoso. I'm going to counterspell it. I'm going to cycle this, then I'm going to counterspell it. With our better counterspell. Or worse counterspell in this situation. Like, being able to buy back this feels good enough in this spot. I have to actually stack them. Almost everything goes to my graveyard here. That doesn't. That doesn't go to my graveyard at all. That's a counterspell. Counterspells are fun. So it looked like our opponent was mana screwed just long enough for us to get a foothold into this game that's going to be very hard to lose. John Glenn's messed you up for life. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna kill that thing. Alright, well this part's easy. I guess he can have that one. Do you give us this thing back? Could gamble and get this back so we can draw a card, but I'm not going to do the gambling. So hold up both of our counter spells. Gonti. I'm going to leave it on top so I can put it in the graveyard with Search for Ascanta. That way we can buy it back with Scarab God. Don't think we can lose from here. I'll be surprised. I don't want to say we can't because I don't read spoilers and I probably should. But it seems like he's got a long way to go and a short time to get there at 5 life. To quote Smokey and the Bandit songs. Got a long way to go. Did we? Did I miss it? What was lethal? He had another blocker. Oh, sure. I guess I could have did that. You are right. I was too busy looking at this thing, man. Give me. You're right. 100% right. I did miss lethal. A long way to go. I was too busy singing Smokey and the Bandit. 100% right. We did in fact miss lethal. To be honest, I looked up and saw his life was at 5 and I was shocked. I had no idea I dealt damage to him. That's too busy doing things, man. I lost 6 viewers because I missed lethal and said I hate you. I think it's your fault. Well, we've acquired a pity chest. Can we get more than a pity chest? Hey, Blitz, good game, man. Yeah, 2 lands on that last game was rough. You had no control over that last game at all. Oh, by the way, since there's a bunch of you in here, I'm going to advertise. If you like what you're watching, you should follow the links below my stream and click on my YouTube channel and follow it because we post all of our past podcasts there. We've got hundreds of videos on YouTube and there'll hopefully be hundreds more. Also, you can follow the link down below to my Twitter. Yeah, I post every time I go live there and I like to argue with people because arguing with people is fun. Also, if you're already watching from the YouTube, keep in mind that the deck list and links to both my Twitter and my Twitch channel are in every description. Alright, there, I've advertised for the first time in a week. I feel good. Yeah, I just kept drawing counter after counter after counter after counter. I don't think I'm going to keep this hand. Fatal pushes are bad versus too many matches. Of course, obviously, the second I mulligan this hand, we're going to be paired versus mono red and wish we had them back. It got worse. What the heck's this little thing? Alright, we'll keep this hand. Yeah, I drew so many. Hey, he mulliganed to 5 too. So you saying there's a chance. You get the hell out of my way, you 4-mana spell. Hopefully our opponent has to equally put on bottom. That's not fair. He got to put on top. Rude! That's a magic card. Land ho! Hey, worked. Nice. No big boy, please. No big boy. Oh, that's not a big boy. Alright. We're down. Guess we're going Supreme Will? Our dude's definitely going to be tough with this hand. Thought about Supreme Willing this. Haha. We are the champions, my friends. This thing's going to eat me alive, by the way. To counterspell and or to search for Ascanta. Let's counterspell. What's the chances they don't have a basic mountain in their deck and I could just get them with just Fielder Runes? Probably pretty low. I'm a dog, a good boy. What the hell is this little thing? That little thing looks cuter than F. Dog, good. How do you know all of these emote things, man? You know so many emote thingies. He's gonna bounce that to his hand, and then he can still use this. I guess I'll just counterspell it then. I need to draw a spell to kill this this turn. I've heard of this one and I've heard of this one. I don't know who this dude is. Well, I'm assuming it's a dude. Because that does not look like a feminine name, but like maybe that's sexist of me to say. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm in good shape this game. Ah, cool. Hearthstone player. The only Hearthstone player I watch is... I don't remember his name. I watched one Hearthstone player. I wonder if he's streaming. I don't know his name. Felt like it's Tyler, but that's probably wrong. Yep, he's not on. I have no idea what his name is. I've not played Hearthstone really since Pirate Warriors. No idea. Okay. Disallow on Beaumont trigger? Please? Please? How sweet would that be? I don't watch him though, I don't even follow him. This guy's toast. Come on, sack that Beaumont courier, homie. You got a disallow to use. Really feel like we need to draw this land for this Scarab God pretty quickly. Our opponent has to decide it's time to cash in that Beaumont pretty quickly. Do it. Get rid of the Beaumont. You've got all... Oh, baby. Oh, baby, baby. Get out of here. Oh. I've got my hands in the air like I literally just won the Olympics. Blitz because I did not trust this deck whatsoever when my friend gave it to me. I literally just threw my hands up like I was running through a ribbon. I got way too excited. Hey Wayne, what's up, man? The more and more excited I get, the more and more people that leave. Alright, so we definitely want this. We definitely want this. I think we want this, and I think we want this. Man, I can't help being excited. Today's a good day. Versus aggro decks, I don't think we want these. Heck, we had one in our hand almost all last game and we never even bothered to play it. He's the fool. Think I'm gonna get rid of the disallow as well. It's kind of like a lot of mana. We probably don't want a bunch. I think Sensors, Essence Scatters, and Supreme Wills are all just as good as counter spells. Vizier. He didn't really show me anything I want the Vizier, but I assume there's like Hazards in his deck. And I think we're just gonna run with this. He did show me Cartouches and Trials of Solidarity, though. Yeah, we'll try this for game 2. Our opponent and I both mulliganed to 5 that game, though. I think this hand's keepable. That's a little Beaumont, the little Beaumont that could. I have like a lot of counter spells, so I think this hand's keepable, but like, if he just jams a 3-drop on 2, or sorry, a 3 power on 2, it's gonna be pretty rough for us. Black mana, please. That's not black mana. I personally do prefer control decks. I know our good friend Matt gets mad when you like label somebody as a type of player, but I identify as a control player, and it does not bother me at all. I just have more fun playing these decks. That's why blue-white approach is still my favorite deck. Yeah, so we gotta start drawing this black mana soon, but we've got a pretty good hand if we do draw the black mana. Like, we've got a lot of removal spells. Love him to spend all 3 mana now. Let's just untap and nail that black mana. Dance like there's no tomorrow. Alright. Can you do it, deck? It doesn't look to me like you can do it. Woo! You did in fact do it. Interesting. So either way he gets to draw a card. I guess it's better just to do this one. Yeah, Shireen's pretty sweet. I'd like to see the deck he 5-0'd with. I don't know what it is. He posted one the other night on Twitter. Okay. Well, on the positive note is, if we draw a black source, we feel kind of good. One time deck? No! No deck, no! No deck, no! I don't know if we can win now. So we're taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We take like 9 this turn. This was a play mistake. I should have fatal pushed before I attacked, or before he attacked. I think this is the only way to win this game. Like, now we have to hit the black mana for the Vraska's Contempt on the Scrap Heap Scrounger and somehow find a way to scrape out of it after that. Hey, Martin Sam and Payne9677, thank you for the follows. We'll go ahead and kill this now. That way, in case he has a removal spell or something, it's less likely that he can save it. We're technically still alive. But, like, lots of things kill us. That kind of kills us. Yep, we're just dead on board now. Even if we play the Bontus, he just makes a token, attacks us for 1, next turn takes a token, attacks us for 2. Yeah, I could have done something like that. I thought I had the Vraska's Contempt to Scrap Heap Scrounger to win, though. Like, I thought us losing a land... Or... I don't know. Yeah, we're just dead. He didn't sideboard in any manner that makes me want to change anything. I'm just going to run it back. We're definitely Dobbs, Ricky, because the Legion's Landing makes a 1/1, and we can't, and then it makes another, so it puts us as 1, and then he makes another one. How do I stream? About once a week, because I don't think it's very well positioned. More often than once a week when I feel like it's well positioned, but right now I don't think it's very well positioned. I have a YouTube channel if you care at all. There's a link below. There's a link below the stream in the description, and there's like 22 approach videos, but like some of them are, I mean, like, yeah, obviously that's over like a large period of time, so like some of them are with Rivals cards, some of them are before Rivals cards, and so on and so forth. So this hand's pretty close to exactly everything we could ever want in this match. Beaumont Courier? I mean, I guess he's fun. Guess we should move to the attack set first. But yeah, if you're interested at all, there's a link to my YouTube channel down below. There's a large variety of decks on it. It's not just approach or whatever. Sacred Cat. Did not expect Sacred Cat. Go ahead and get rid of that guy just in case for some reason the cards in his hand are absolute trash, which seems literally impossible, but who knows? Oh god, I gotta sneeze real bad. That's disappointing. Alright, let's find a removal spell. Since the sensors no longer seem particularly good. Wah 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 wah. Oh, you get an extra card here. Oh, we'd get to censor at least one thing. We did not. Scarab still feels like it'd probably be kind of strong. I guess I have to counterspell that, right? And maybe you just play something better, but that's not better at least. Giante? Cards I have to read. Wait, so this lets me steal stuff and sacrifice them? That's kind of cool. And this just makes a bunch of blockers? That's less cool. I accept you. It's like 5 mana kill a spell, so it doesn't seem that great, but it does stop him from drawing another card. Alright, we'll start with this block. He can buy it back, but... Dream Stealer. What do you do again? There's a Scarab God. Don't care about the last card in our hand, so let's just get this Scarab God out. Hopefully he doesn't have a removal spell. As a removal spell, we're in tough tough neighborhood if he has a removal spell. So I don't care about the disallow at all, so I believe I'm going to double block this one. Hopefully he doesn't buy his cat back, because I'd really like to have a 4/4. He bought his cat back. Rude. And he's got another creature. Ugh. Ugh. Is this a good draw, guys? I'm not sure. You let me know. So that just sacrifices a thing, right? Alright, I guess we're just passing here. And trying to blow him out in combat real bad. Kind of want to kill this one. It's the one I'd like to buy back. Alright, so they're done. Alright, well. Alright, they're done. Let's go back and look at that game. I think I'd rather have that guy back than a glint here, but maybe the glint's better, I'm not sure. We were going to get to go to 10 life and then block this, and go down to 9. Yeah. We accomplished things. Woohoo! When opponents don't kill your Scarab Gods, you feel pretty nice. Yes, Ricky, very badly, but that's a different conversation. Alright, so back to the deck. I mean, we got paired versus basically no aggro decks today, except for like a real funky one at the end. I still feel like we're really weak versus aggro. Why was the craving feel odd to me? I don't really know what to say about the deck. The deck's like basically a bunch of 1-for-1 removal spells. And like, I don't think 1-for-1 removal spells wins this format. Like, I really just don't think 1-for-1 removal spells win right now. Like, even the aggro decks have way too many 2-for-1 cards. But that's going to do it for us today. Thank you guys all for stopping by. I highly appreciate it. We ended up going 4-1 of this in a friendly league versus some... I mean, we did play versus Grixis. And we played versus Blue-Black Chart, but like, they had some weird mana and stuff, so... F that, Gunner. I actually am saving money on Modo right now to redeem some sets, so we will open the no chess. Anyway, I'm going to host Mr. Matthew, who is playing, I believe, Red Deck Wins, which is probably boring to a lot of people, but I think it's the best deck in the format right now, and he's an exceptionally good player. But on a personal level, I'm going to go watch the Team Modern Super League. So, yep, that's who I'm going to host. Hoogland is streaming the green-red Mapcap experiment deck from the Pro Tour, which is kind of interesting, if anybody cares about that. And it looks like Gabby's doing some drafting, and Joe Lassette's playing Eldrazi Rampant Legacy. But we're going to host our acquaintance Matt, and then we're going to go watch the Modern Super League. So thank you guys for all stopping by. Remember, we stream 365 days out of the year. We stream almost exclusively Standard, and we stream a large variety of decks. But anyway, take care, everybody, and thank you guys so much, as always, for stopping by.